Hello, my name is Abby Clark, and this is Group 1's video recording and recommendations for Lakeshore Sport and Fitness. Let's go around the circle and everyone say their name.
Hi, my name is Hamad Ahmed.
I'm Jordan Maila.
Sasanka Kalari.
I'm Matthew Dwal.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about today is what were some of the challenges of working with Lakeshore?
Well, they weren't very responsive all the time.
Responsive in what way?
And during email and calling, we had to do that multiple times.
Okay, so Lakeshore was unresponsive with emails and calls. How about not only setting up and scheduling, but also confirmation of confirming with the client, how can we say that? Them saying yes to us.
Confirming appointments.
Confirmation, yeah. Confirmation of clients and appointments. Okay. How about, and then there was a point where she got very flustered and very dramatic and overwhelmed, so she almost dropped us, so that was kind of scary. Dropped us. And then how about the first time that we came to Lakeshore? Let's talk about that.
So,
Yeah, it goes along with scheduling. The first time we came to Lakeshore, Lindsay forgot we were coming. How long did we wait? Probably
20 minutes.
20 minutes. Waited 20 minutes before.
And there was some miscommunication between their receptionist and her.
Okay.
They were weird. The way that they had to call up to her each time there's a visitor and say their name, but they didn't know where she was, and she wasn't answering, and then she finally got a hold of them and they had to re-ask our names, and it was just
So they're just not on the same page?
yeah, it was just really
Okay.
Yes, okay, so miscommunication between reception and Lindsay, and that was because she wasn't carrying her walkie-talkie.
Wait, who wasn't carrying the walkie-talkie?
Lindsay wasn't. Okay, and then we also waited probably how long? So we met with Lindsay. First we went up into the aquatics department and we walked into the office and Lindsay still wasn't there yet. So we just kind of went in and shook everybody's hand and they were kind of why are you here? So there was miscommunication with her own supervisors of her managing staff, I guess, about what was going on with that. And then she finally came in and then we went and sat down at a table and probably waited another 10 minutes or so before
she actually came out.
Yeah, waited before she came out. So she didn't communicate with her own staff what we were doing, when we were coming, or why we were coming.
So there was a good amount of downtime after you guys met there?
Yeah.
We were there, we were there total for 2 hours. At least Mom and I were. The total hours were 2. But we probably only did actual activity for maybe one hour and 15 minutes. So.
Okay.
We'll say 1.5 hours, or we'll say 1 hour and 15 minutes of activity. Okay. And then also we were talking about this when we were there. when we sat down with Lindsay for the interview, we noticed that she was very positive and kind of short and sweet with her answers, which kind of makes that difficult for us because in
She didn't
order,
want to tell us the communication problems they have.
right, she didn't really.
I mean, obviously, who would, but I mean,
Exactly.
she wasn't feeling it.
So she was very, very positive and sweet, to the point, with, her interview.
Like suspiciously so.
Yeah,
Like, I mean,
answers. Like she was super, very relaxed, like she was so chill, and it was very easy and comfortable. I don't know why, I felt a little awkward talking to her, but, like, she just was like, what are your questions, like, lay it on me. I don't know, I got a little bit of an attitude, like she didn't really want us to be there, like she had other things to do, and she was tired, which makes sense, but this just makes it difficult for us, you know, to work and really find, or to, you know, find, real concrete, recommendations, for the aquatics department. And then also, I know I said this earlier, but just for the sake of the video, how we talked about how Lindsay was only hired a year ago, and when she came in, she really revamped the whole program and made it a lot more structured, and she's continuing to do that now. So, new staff, or new management, she's, you know, really working to build up and restructure the SWIM program. Okay, does anybody want to add anything else?
So they're still in the middle of restructuring.
Right, well,
I
they
feel like
did.
it's just a long process, you know,
Right.
like to fully change something over.
Yeah.
So they're still trying to like implement better ways to get that across to all their staff.
Okay.
Okay, so what is the current structure now?
So, with the scheduling, I know that before was kind of just all over the place, but now what they do is, every Monday, Lindsay sends out the schedule to the week to everybody on an Excel spreadsheet, and it has all the instructors and all of the days and all the different lessons they're, scheduled to do that week. And then by Monday night, all the instructors have to respond to Lindsay saying, okay, this is good, I'll be here for my swim lessons this week, or maybe some of the lessons where they switch teachers, or somebody added me to private, something like that. So everybody's just on the same page and ready to go for the week is one of them. Also, they have, for the different levels of their program, they have like a preschool, and then they have, learn to swim, and they have different levels for that, and they all have sheets for those that explain like what they need to be doing during the lesson, what all the skills they need to teach the kids, and then they have another sheet all the instructors do per swim lesson with all the kids' names, so when the kids get a skill, the instructor can check that off, and that way when they're ready to pass on to the next level, they know, and so does Lindsay. But it's actually it's the instructor's decision who passes and who doesn't, so it's not necessarily Lindsay. Lindsay does more of the administrative and isn't really as big of a part during the actual swim lesson.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
There were like other policies that she was trying to implement about like if you can't come to work, what do you do? How do you call a sub? And like those types of things.
Yeah.
Scheduling policy. Scheduling, what to do work. And then we said like structure of the swim lesson, which I think we'll talk about. Is there anything else that she said? Okay. Okay. Do we want to add anything else for this segment?
It's okay for now. The other stuff's gonna be the bulk of what we're doing. So
Okay, so now we're going to talk about some of the observations that we saw in order to paint a picture of what it was like to be at Lakeshore.
Cool.
So the facility, let's start with that.
outside is gross. Well, not gross, but like it doesn't draw you in, doesn't want you to make you want to go there, you know?
Okay, so the outside is deceiving.
What's outside?
It's just like a square building with like some pictures on it. Yeah, it's like, it's not cute.
It's like the whole building is just kind of.
Yeah, it's
It's
not
just
nice.
older, it's very
But like the inside is like beautiful. Well, the aquatics department is kind of not, but like
Right.
it's actually a really confusing layout.
It is,
Actually.
yeah, it is a confusing layout. The building is deceiving, and then we'll say, no, when you go inside.
There's also no windows, like from the outside,
Yeah.
like to look in, so you don't see anything. Which I guess, I mean, you don't need windows when you're like in class or.
Yeah, I mean, you could, I mean, if you were by the lake, but I mean, there's all like just, it's kind of like the area around there, I mean, obviously we're still
It's like where
Lincoln
we
Park,
are.
but it's very, just like more industrial, like a lot of metal and like brick buildings, so there's not a whole lot to see.
Okay, so it could be a slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
I mean,
But yeah, we'll just say it's beautiful, it's very modern, they have like this,
it's all orange and black and
yeah,
white.
orange and black, white are the colors. When you first walk in, you like get into the reception area and everybody checks in at the front desk, member or not, even the workers do. And then there's like 3 different hallways you can take to go to different places. And there's like a
It's really
stairwell, you can
confusing.
go back and it kind of like, there's one hallway you go down where there's like this tennis courts are right here, but then you keep going down this hallway and there's an elevator at the end.
And then there was like a dance studio, and then we
Yeah.
found like a random basketball court, and you're like, where are we?
Yeah.
So confusing.
Yeah,
And the pool's on the 4th floor.
Oh,
Yeah, so the pool is on the top,
Yeah.
which is interesting.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's very interesting.
It's
rare.
Yeah, but they also have a pool on the first floor too, which is their lap pool, so they also have a swim team. So the swim team practices there and like adults can work out in there too, but all of like the smaller and it's a
The kid
warmer
pool.
pool.
Okay,
The kiddie pool is basically.
There's one on the roof too, I thought, right? Or something like that?
That's kind of,
That's the same pool.
But it's the same pool?
yeah.
It's not, it won't be ever outside though. Like the
Oh.
door's open, but like it's covered.
Yeah, so when you get on the 4th floor, there's windows all around, but they're doors, they're clear doors. And in the summer, they have an outside restaurant, and then there's like structures, and like so everybody can like parents can sit outside, they can eat, and it's like a very like I don't know, it's a really
It's
big
really
known
nice
feature
outside.
at Lake Shore, especially
It's a
during the
beautiful
summer.
view.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So, if you guys have any other questions, the black pool, it's pretty, so the pool is like here, and they have windows around, they have a hot tub over here, and then, there's like a couple like glass, it's like glass around that encloses the pool, and then they have restaurant tables that are like wicker, and they're nice, just like for parents to sit on.
Yeah.
They have a few benches inside for the parents to sit on, and then they they have chairs all around. The pool itself is pretty plain. They have like a nice safety net on the ground. They have a couple like box or 2 of like equipment with noodles and rings and ducks and that type of thing in there, but other than that, it's pretty like dry.
You could say that the office, like the aquatics department office, is pretty close to the pool.
Oh yeah, yeah. So
So if they had like problems.
yeah, our office is very close. It's literally right across. So the pool is here, and then like the office is right here. You just have to go into the hallway and then go into another door.
And they see out into the pool?
I mean, they can, but it's not like a wide open. It's literally just one doorway that like goes into the office, and it's like a long, narrow office. So, but they have a lifeguard on duty whenever there's kids in there. So I think that's why the supervisors aren't on there, I guess.
Yes.
So maybe they focus more on the swim team. It's kind of what it sounded like. Yeah, we had no idea where the office was actually. Because it looks like it's the same door that like the bathroom has. So you're like, oh, is that a locker room or what's in there?
Right.
So,
What is the check-in process like? Because at the Ray, you use like a card, and we actually get the key.
So the check-in process, I'm pretty sure they just have a card that they give to the people and then they scan it just like they do with our card, but the employee or the guests keep it. And then that's just like their check-in. And I'm pretty sure all of the lockers, they're just like free rental and they all have a maid lock. I've been in the locker room, so you like can make your own passcodes. You can put all your stuff in and there's like a C button and you make your own code and then you lock it. And then that's the one you use and it resets for every time a new person is there. But it's it's like complimentary. So, yeah. Okay, so, we kind of talked about the athletic department already. Does anybody, you guys have any more questions about that?
No,
No.
please.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about